Alright guys, let's talk about shipping and Incoterms. So there's a few different ways that you can get your product shipped from your supplier to the Amazon warehouse. And these are them. So you'll hear terms like FOB and EXW or XWorks. And essentially what these mean is free on board and XWorks. So free on board refers to the final item price shipped to the port of shipment, whether you be sending by air express or courier or by ocean freight. That's what FOB refers to, whereas XWorks refers to the final cost of the item at the supplier's warehouse. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for XWorks. So what we're looking for is a supplier who can give us a cost of the item XWorks and then also DDP. So what DDP means is delivery duties paid. So they'll send the shipment directly from their warehouse to Amazon FBA. There are a few suppliers who are quite experienced in shipping to FBA, to Amazon's warehouses, so you don't even have to worry about stuff getting screwed up. AirExpress and DHL is the best option, I'd say. Ask your supplier if they do have a DHL account, because they usually get very, very competitive rates because they ship often and they send stuff by AirExpress quite often. You can expect to pay around $5 to $6 per kilogram of your shipment. That's usually what it costs. That's what it costs me. And I get my supplier to send it to Amazon, and I don't have to worry too much about stuff getting paid and paying custom duties and stuff like that. You will get an invoice for your customs duties probably a month to 3 months after your item has arrived in Amazon. It can take a while, and they'll just charge it to the DHL account, and your supplier will send you an invoice for that. Or they'll factor that price in before. If they're used to shipping the same thing, they'll factor it into your initial shipping cost, and you'll pay that up front. Another option is if your supplier doesn't ship directly to Amazon or doesn't have experience doing that, you can get a freight forwarder. Now, what a freight forwarder is it's a person between you and your supplier that picks up your product from your supplier's warehouse and makes sure that it's packaged correctly and that it can get to Amazon's warehouse and get loaded into inventory correctly. Now, there are a few freight forwarding companies out there that are very good. I will show you them as well. But for now, I'm going to show you the easiest method, and that is using a company called Freightos. And what Freightos does is you can enter your shipment size and your price of your shipment, and they'll give you multiple quotes for different costs of shipping and different methods. So you can register, and then once you've registered, you can click here to log in, and you'll be presented with this page. So now let's give an example of our sleeping bag liner, okay? So say if we've got a shipment of 20 boxes of these sleeping bag liners. If the final size of each container, each box, so usually they'll load multiple items into each box, maybe 20 into each box or 15 into each box. They call them cartons. Your supplier will refer to them as cartons. So say our final size is 50 by 40 by 50 centimeters, and each box weighs 20 kilograms, okay? So that gives us a total shipment of 20 units at 20 cubic meters and at 2 cubic meters and 400 kilograms. So this is just an estimate. We just want to get an estimate cost. You'll get these sizes and these sizes of these cartons from your supplier, as we asked in that first message, remember, when our initial interaction with our supplier. Then you're going to enter our supplier's location. So we're shipping from a warehouse, our supplier's warehouse in China. Say our supplier factory is in Shenzhen. So let's pick a date. Say it's going to take 15 days or so to ship. We're going to enter in a date. We're going to deliver goods to the United States of America. Let's say Dallas. That's where our Amazon warehouse is. We'll know what our Amazon warehouse is once we've set up our product in Amazon and created a shipment. I'll show you guys how to do that in a bit. Once we've got that, we'll know exactly which Amazon warehouse our items have to be shipped to. So I recommend getting insurance in case your items do get damaged. So let's say $2,000 is what it costs. A customs bond. So what a customs bond is a bond that you have to pay to ship items into the US. So every single person that ships stuff needs to have their own customs bond. However, for your first couple shipments, unless you're shipping regularly, you just need a single entry bond, which is what we're going to be doing here. So it's going to be $50, include custom bond, and they'll handle that for you, and you don't even have to worry about that for your first shipment. But when you do start shipping regularly, and if your product starts selling, I definitely recommend getting your own customs bond so that you just pay off once off per year, and you don't have to worry about that every single time. So now what we have to do is click search and book, and they'll go through the database and find multiple freight forwarders and get different costs, different pricing from multiple of them for different times. So there are a few different ways you can ship. You can either ship by Air Express, which usually is like 3 to 5 days, and you can ship by air, which may be a little bit longer, maybe 5 to 8 days. It's not actually that long, but whereas shipping by ocean, which I do not recommend, can take up to 60 days, 2 months, which is just not worth it. All right, so here we've got a few quotes. Let's take a look. 2 to 4 days, $2,925. So that would be our best option here, considering the time. 22 to 36 days, 23 to 37, 3 to 5 days, 2,800. That doesn't seem too bad. I wouldn't mind that. So now what you could do is you could literally just click book, and it'll ask you to fill in your details. And once you've done that, you can pay for it. They'll contact your supplier, you'll put them in touch with your supplier, and they'll organize everything for you. You don't even have to worry about it. Shipping is one of the most confusing parts of Amazon FBA and just getting your products from China to the US. So I definitely recommend getting a freight forwarder if your supplier doesn't ship with Air Express. They will handle everything for you and just make the process an absolute breeze. You don't even have to think about it. For my first couple shipments, before I knew anything about shipping, I just used a freight forwarder. They handled everything. I didn't have to worry about customs and customs duties and bonds and all kinds of things like that. So I definitely recommend doing this. That's essentially it for shipping. We're going to get our product easily to Amazon. This is just a quote so we're obviously not going to pay for this now because we don't even have our supplier set out. So this is just an idea so we can get the total cost per product shipping to Amazon.